When we talk about wealth, we think in billions. But what if I told you there's a family whose fortune stretches into the trillions? Today, we're diving into the world of Salman of Saudi Arabia's family, yes. That family, and why their riches go far beyond what most of us imagine. Stay tuned, because by the end you'll understand just how massive their empire is, who hold the power and the money, and what it means to the rest of the world. The story of the House of Saud's fortune starts in the early 1900s, when Abdulaziz ibn Saud united a collection of tribes into one nation, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Back then, the Arabian Peninsula was mostly desert, its economy built on trade routes, dates, and pilgrim taxes from Mecca and Medina. No one imagined that beneath the sand lay the foundation for one of the greatest fortunes in human history. In 1938, the discovery of oil at the Dam of No. 7 well changed everything. The black gold flowing from the ground wasn't just a resource. It was power, leverage, and global influence. Over time, American companies like Standard Oil of California, which became Chevron, entered joint ventures with Saudi Arabia, giving birth to what we now know as Saudi Aramco, the world's most profitable company. When the Saudi government fully took control of Aramco in the 1970s, the royal family essentially gained command over one of the largest economic machines on the planet. Every barrel pumped meant billions flowing toward the kingdom, and indirectly into royal hands. But unlike other monarchies, the Saudi system blurred the line between royal treasury and national income. Infrastructure, education, and development were funded from oil profits, yet vast private fortunes accumulated within the royal circle. That duality, public wealth mixed with private control, is why the House of Saud's finances are so mysterious and so immense. Let's get real with the numbers. While it's impossible to pin down the exact value, most credible estimates suggest the House of Saud controls between $1.20 and $1.5 trillion in combined assets and influence. That figure includes oil reserves, sovereign wealth funds, land holdings, business stakes, and cash equivalents. To put that into perspective, it's roughly the size of the GDP of countries like Spain or Australia, except this isn't a nation's GDP. It's one family's collective wealth. For comparison, the British royal family's fortune is usually quoted around $20 billion. The Saudi family's number dwarfs that 50 times over. King Salman's personal net worth is estimated at $18 billion, but the true financial star is his son, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS. His personal portfolio reportedly includes billion-dollar stakes in international companies, an extravagant yacht, and multi-million-dollar real estate investments across Europe and the U.S. Then there's a public investment fund, PIF. Technically a state entity, but largely directed by MBS. It's valued at over $700 billion and growing fast, investing in everything from gaming companies to electric cars to massive future cities like NEOM. Critics argue it functions as both an economic engine and a tool of personal power. When you combine that with private holdings and the family's oil-related revenue streams, the scale becomes staggering. Rich doesn't even begin to describe it. This is generational, empire-level wealth that shapes markets and governments. Let's talk lifestyle, because when you have this much money, rich doesn't look like what you think. The royal family maintains hundreds of palaces across Saudi Arabia, each designed like something from another planet. The Al Yamma Palace in Riyadh, for example, serves as both royal residence and political center. Think marble imported from Italy, chandeliers from France, gold leaf covering entire rooms. Abroad, they own lavish estates in London, Paris, and the French Riviera. In 2015, the Chateau de Louis XIV near Paris reportedly sold to MBS for more than $300 million, making it one of the most expensive homes ever purchased. He also famously bought Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi for $450 million, demonstrating how the family's wealth isn't just about power, it's about prestige. Transportation, private Boeing 747s, fleets of Rolls-Royces, and yachts longer than football fields. The 439-foot yacht Serene alone is estimated to cost $500 million, equipped with multiple swimming pools, a helipad, and a submarine garage. But beneath the glitz is a more strategic side. Billions are channeled through the PIF into global industries. Gaming, Activision Blizzard, electric vehicles, Lucid Motors, and sports investments like Newcastle United FC. These aren't random purchases, they're part of MBS's broader plan to diversify the Saudi economy and elevate its image. So yes, there's excess, but there's also a long-term play to turn oil wealth into permanent global influence. Here's where things get even more interesting. Money equals power, but in Saudi Arabia, the two are inseparable. The royal family doesn't just control wealth. It is the political system. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has positioned himself as the architect of the nation's future. His Vision 2030 aims to transform Saudi Arabia into a diversified, tech-driven economy that can thrive beyond oil. That means mega projects like NEOM, a futuristic $500 billion city in the desert, The Line, a proposed 170-kilometer linear city, and massive investments in tourism, sports, and renewable energy. These projects are more than flashy headlines. They're the next phase of the Saudi dynasty's financial evolution. If successful, they could ensure the House of Saud remains relevant and wealthy long after oil loses dominance. However, concentration of wealth and power also draws scrutiny. Critics point to human rights concerns, political repression, and the opaque use of state funds. Western governments tread carefully, balancing moral outrage with dependence on Saudi energy and investments. For MBS, every move is a gamble. Push modernization too fast, and he risks backlash from conservative factions. Move too slow, and global relevance slips away. Yet, through all this, one thing remains clear. The Saudi royal family's fortune isn't static. It's evolving into a global network of influence reaching from Wall Street to Silicon Valley. You might be wondering, how does any of this affect the average person watching this video? The truth, far more than you think. The Saudi royal family's decisions ripple across the globe every single day. Economically, their wealth shapes markets. Politically, it influences alliances. The U.S., China, and Europe all court Saudi capital, knowing how crucial it is for infrastructure, energy, and tech. Meanwhile, Vision 2030's focus on sustainability and innovation could redefine what post-oil prosperity looks like for the entire Middle East. Culturally, the impact is also growing. So yes, Prince Salman's family is richer than you think. But their story is more than about money. It's about how wealth, power, and image collide to shape the world you live in. So there you have it, the astonishing scale of the wealth held by Prince Salman's family and the House of Saud. From oil wells to skyscrapers, yachts to sovereign funds, the numbers are staggering and the impact profound. Wealth measured in trillions, power intertwined with state, legacy and future all wrapped together. If you found this eye-opening, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. There's more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.